Cleopatra is always willing to do anything to stay in power. To kill her siblings, whatever it takes.
She can see the entire chessboard, and when she's out of moves, she makes up new ones.
Is there a queen whose life was as legendary as Cleopatra's? The amazing secrets about Cleopatra are never going to disappoint you. Let's take on a time-traveling adventure through her extraordinary life. Cleopatra's name alone conjures images of luxury, drama, and intrigue. This iconic queen, renowned for her legendary beauty and sharp intellect, lived a life filled with grandeur and scandal. Born around 69 BC as the third child of Ptolemy XII, Cleopatra's world was one of constant political maneuvering and fierce rivalries. Her family had ruled Egypt since 305 BC with a legacy that tied them to Alexander the Great. Traditionally, male rulers were named Ptolemy, while queens bore names like Cleopatra, Arsinoe, or Berenice. Cleopatra's reign was marked by a struggle for power that extended far beyond mere politics. Her romantic liaisons with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were more than personal affairs. They were strategic alliances meant to fortify her position and preserve Egypt's independence from the expanding Roman Empire. These interactions, which were hot and dramatic, were an opportunity and a burden, attaching her future to the most prominent men of her era. However, Cleopatra still is not limited to love and planning on the political front. Her intense competition with her brothers served as an example of the continuous drive for the rule that lay below the surface. This fierce competition for the throne drove Cleopatra to make bold moves, both in diplomacy and in battle. Can you believe Cleopatra was highly educated and spoke several languages? She was attractive, but her political skills and intelligence matched her strength. Her life was a complex mix of beauty, brains, and bold ambitions, making her one of history's most captivating figures. Her dramatic end in 30 BC, followed her defeat by Octavian, marked the end of an era, transitioning Egypt into Roman control. We can't help but wonder about Cleopatra's real influence on history, as her legacy attracts and grabs our curiosity. For Cleopatra, life as a royal daughter was filled with luxury and grandeur. Alexandria, the Egyptian capital where she grew up, was not just the heart of the Ptolemaic dynasty, but also a vibrant cultural hub. The city was renowned for its scholarly and artistic achievements and was home to the great pharaohs of Alexandria, a towering lighthouse considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This opulence was the backdrop to Cleopatra's early years, setting the stage for her future as a powerful ruler. Cleopatra's first taste of power came remarkably early. At just 14 years old, she was appointed co-regent with her father Ptolemy XII after his dramatic return from exile. Despite her youth, Cleopatra was thrust into the complexities of governance. However, her initial role was limited. Her father's return to power had been a costly one, leading to the execution of Cleopatra's elder sister Berenice, who had seized the throne during Ptolemy XII's absence. The intrigue didn't stop there. It's believed there was another elder sister, Cleopatra VI Tryphena, who had also died by this time. As a result, the 18-year-old Cleopatra found herself in a new position of power, sharing the role of co-regent with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only 10 years old. This arrangement was more than a mere formality. It was a political strategy deeply rooted in the pharaonic tradition aimed at keeping the royal bloodlines as pure as possible. But Cleopatra's political ambitions were evident early on. Although she was married to her younger brother as per tradition, it was clear she had no intention of sharing power. Her determination to assert herself quickly became apparent. Within just a few months, Ptolemy XIII's name was quietly removed from official documents, and Cleopatra's face began appearing alone on the coins. This was a clear signal of her desire to rule independently. Can you believe Cleopatra started ruling so young? Her quick rise to power showed she was not just a figurehead, but a formidable ruler. Her bold moves to consolidate power and her ability to maneuver through the complex politics of her time set her apart from many of her contemporaries. The rivalry between Cleopatra and her brothers soon became more pronounced. As Cleopatra pushed for more control, tensions grew. The power struggle was not just a personal feud but a reflection of the larger political dynamics at play in Egypt. Cleopatra's ability to manipulate these dynamics would become one of her defining traits, leading to her legendary status. Can you believe Cleopatra took such bold action so early? Her decisive moves in eliminating her brother from official recognition were just the beginning of a dramatic and ambitious reign. Cleopatra's rise was marked by a mix of political savvy and personal ambition, traits that would define her complex and captivating legacy. Cleopatra's lineage is fascinatingly complex. Her family descended from Ptolemy, a Macedonian general who became ruler of Egypt after Alexander the Great's death. By the time Cleopatra was born, about 250 years had passed, spanning 12 generations of Ptolemaic rulers with their own webs of intrigue, love affairs, and political maneuvering. Although Cleopatra is often associated with her Greek heritage, her family's history reflects a blend of various ethnicities. Egypt was a diverse land, home to many different cultures and people. Over centuries, the Ptolemaic dynasty's Greek roots likely intermingled with the local Egyptian population. Given Egypt's position in Africa and the wide range of its inhabitants, Cleopatra's ancestry might have included African heritage as well. It's fascinating to think that just like today, some children might not actually be related to the man they believe is their father. Mama's baby, Papa's maybe. Could this apply to Cleopatra's lineage too? With generations of complex relationships, her ancestry might be far more diverse than we've been led to believe. This mystery deepens when you consider that Cleopatra's grandmother's identity is still unknown. Without this crucial piece of information, it's tough to say for sure what Cleopatra's true racial background was. This uncertainty shakes up the traditional view of her being purely Greek, hinting at a more complex and possibly mixed heritage. What other secrets might Cleopatra's lineage hold? The blending of cultures in her family could have influenced her role and perception in both Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra's mixed heritage likely added depth to her persona, affecting her political strategies and relationships. Her unique ancestry may have been a factor in her ability to manage the complex political landscape of her time. It becomes clear that Cleopatra's legacy is as multifaceted as the history she helped shape. Despite Cleopatra's iconic status as the Queen of Egypt, she wasn't actually Egyptian by heritage. Cleopatra was a descendant of Ptolemy Soter, a Macedonian Greek general who served under Alexander the Great. After Alexander's death, Ptolemy I took control of Egypt and established the Ptolemaic dynasty in 305 BC. This dynasty ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years, and Cleopatra was one of the last of those rulers. Isn't it fascinating that Cleopatra, who is often thought of as the epitome of Egyptian royalty, was actually of Greek descent? Although ruling over Egypt, the Ptolemaic dynasty was a foreign dynasty with Macedonian roots. Cleopatra's family maintained their Greek heritage and culture even while they ruled one of the most iconic ancient civilizations. Her Greek origins make her story even more intriguing, as she was navigating Egyptian politics and culture from an outsider's perspective. The dramatic story of Cleopatra's death, often depicted as a tragic end by snakebite, is actually surrounded by controversy. The popular tale tells of Cleopatra using an asp, a venomous snake, to end her life. This image of her calmly holding the snake to her breast has captured imaginations for centuries. However, some historians argue that this well-known narrative might not be the whole truth. Alternative theories suggest that Cleopatra may have met her end through other means. One theory proposes that she was poisoned. Given the political turmoil surrounding her final days, it's possible that poison was administered discreetly, perhaps in her food or drink. Another theory suggests she might have overdosed on medication. Cleopatra was known to use various potions and treatments, some of which would have been deadly if taken in large quantities. Isn't it intriguing to know that her final moments were different from what we have heard? Her death has been shrouded in mystery, leading to speculation and debate among historians. The variety of theories adds layers to her already complex and enigmatic life. Her final act remains one of history's great puzzles, sparking endless curiosity and speculation about the last queen of Egypt. Cleopatra's life and death remains one of history's greatest mysteries. As the legends and theories swirl, we're left with compelling questions about this iconic queen. Cleopatra's story is more than just romance and power. It's a complex tale of intrigue, political maneuvering, and unanswered questions. Her life was filled with drama and controversy, and her death is no different. The true nature of her final moments continues to elude us, adding to the allure of her legacy. Cleopatra's enduring mystery invites us to delve deeper and wonder what other secrets about this legendary queen are still waiting to be uncovered. And that's all about it. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you like more updates, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you never miss an update. Don't hesitate to give us suggestions for our videos. See you in the next one.